In this video, we are going to be taking a look at a potential Easter update and a return of the King boss that could be added to Build a Boat for Treasure. This year, Easter is on Sunday of March 31st, so it's the very last day of the month. And for those of you guys that don't know, Build a Boat for Treasure has released some crazy Build a Boat egg updates in the past. And today, we're going to be taking a main focus on the actual King egg itself. So we're going to be taking a look at if we're actually going to be able to play this boss fight this year, and also some other potential items that could be added with an Easter update, and some update news that could be coming out. So make sure you guys stay tuned, be sure to drop a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys subscribe, and let's not waste any more time, let's hop straight into the video. Egg boss fight actually takes place inside of the secret area called the Inner Cloud, which is where you get teleported to after finding all of the available eggs a part of the Build a Boat Easter update. So usually when they do add an Easter update, they do add eggs with challenges around the map that you have to figure out, and then once you have all the eggs completed, then you have access to join the Inner Cloud boss fights, which is what you're seeing right now. There are 3 connected places to Build a Boat, which is the Winter Place, which is one of the Christmas boss fights. We also have the Inner Cloud, which is the Easter boss fight, and then the Secret Place is where the old Halloween boss used to be, but got replaced by the RB Battles boss fight. And I mean, you can see on the graph of the Inner Cloud place that players are still joining this thing every single day. They're probably glitching into it somehow and playing the boss fights, but if you guys are wondering if they actually get rewards from it, no, they don't. They've removed the rewards for the players who actually join the boss fight and play it, so they're not really winning anything, I should say. They're just playing the boss. We've had this boss fight be added to the game a couple times in the past, but other versions of this boss fight have been a little bit different. Didn't have some of the obstacles here, but I will say this boss fight is actually pretty hard, especially if you're doing it as a solo. There's a few areas in this boss fight that is actually pretty hard to defeat, I'm not gonna lie, so having more players definitely is gonna help you out if they do add this boss fight back to the game. But it is a pretty hard boss fight. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to say this is probably an 8.5 on the hardness scale, but once you figure out how to do it, it is quite easy after that. But the main person you are fighting inside of this boss fight is the King Egg, which honestly has been in the game for a while, and we've defeated many times in the past. With this right here being the first version of the egg boss we actually had to defeat, where you guys can see it's the same exact King Egg, but in like a different mech form, which was absolutely insane. So that right there was one boss fight, and then 2 updates in a row, we got the King Egg kind of inside of this boss fight arena, which you guys are seeing right now. And I don't know, maybe we defeated it once and for all. We defeated it in the past before, but it still came back. So I wonder if we're actually going to defeat the King Egg boss fight for a final time. Now, I do want to say that as of right now, no Easter update is confirmed, but Easter is coming up pretty quickly, and we have seen the Build a Boat testing server get updated, and on top of that, we did get a Halloween update and a confirmed Christmas update for next year. So it is possible that we could get an Easter update. We just know that nothing is confirmed just yet. Oh, and by the way, the reward for actually completing this egg boss right here was, I believe, an egg launcher you got from this. But as I mentioned previously, they did take the boss fight rewards out for now, but I guarantee you, if they do add this as like an official update to the game, they're going to make it so the prizes are available once again. And the egg launcher is one of the most unique Easter items that we actually have in the game. And if you're wondering what the Easter update could look like, this is a fan-made game, which is a little visual representation of kind of what the map could look like for an Easter update. Now, usually when we do get Easter updates inside of the game, they do add like these clouds in the sky just like this that you can actually go to. That's an item. So if you actually go up here, this, as I was talking about earlier, is where you can actually activate the eggs once you did the challenge with them, and activate all of these. And once all activated, it could bring you to this little elevator right here, and you press the button, and it will bring you to the boss fight. Now, obviously, this is just a build for show. This obviously doesn't actually work or anything, but it is still very, very cool, and is kind of a cool visual of the boss itself. Now, my good friend Alex, who's made some insane boss fights in Build a Boat in the past, if you guys did not actually see the boss fights they've made, well, they actually made themselves their own fully working egg boss in Build a Boat for Treasure. I mean, this thing is absolutely insane. They made this all from scratch inside of Build a Boat for Treasure, which is one of the craziest remakes I've ever seen of any boss fight. But this thing has a twist. It's not just like the egg boss fight. This is something even crazier, which is, you guys just have to see. So his creation led you inside of this area, which looks just like like the egg boss fight, and it even works like this as well, where the king egg goes up and down. They even got the working laser that they've made. I mean, it's crazy to think that this was made in Build-A-Boat for Treasure. Zero scripting involved. This is all mechanical stuff in Build-A-Boat with these lasers and everything like that, and they could probably update this now that I think about it and make it with the spike block so that way the lasers deal damage. But it's literally a 1-by-1 remake almost of the Easter boss fight. Like, this is literally a creation inside of Build-A-Boat, guys. This is not the actual boss. I want to mention this is an actual creation. It's all with delay blocks, with pistons. I mean, the science behind this thing is just absolutely ridiculous, and I don't think anything will ever top this right here. And they even made their own spin to the boss fight as well. Usually the egg boss would just die, but they made their own twist to this boss fight where even the lighting ended up changing, and these alarms started to go off, and they added their own phase to the boss where they brought back the old egg boss. And this is by far one of the coolest things I've ever experienced inside of the game by like a single build itself. I mean, this is so cool. They made their own phase to the boss fight that they completely added on, and it all works, which is so cool. But even after completing the boss fight for this part, check this out. Okay, the egg literally goes up into outer space. We go back through the teleporter here, just like this. We go back to the elevator, and check this out. Like, look at this egg right here. It's all made with pistons, and look at, he grabs all of the eggs that are hanging around like this, and then the bottom part opens up, and this portal spawns in out of nowhere, and it actually turns on. It all gets powered up, and look at that. Like, how cool is that? What? And then it all starts to explode and break, and I mean, this is a build. Keep that in mind. Now, the same person that actually made that actually is making their own Easter boss version. Now, this isn't fully done. I just want to say that, so I'm going to show you guys a sneak peek on what they're making, because they're making their very own Easter boss. They're trying to remake it. You guys can see right here, this is the other version that they made, where this isn't actually a Build-A-Boat build. I mean, they're actually like full-on like scripting this, and so far, I mean, this thing is actually looking pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. You press the button here, it opens up, and the Easter boss comes out like this, and the king egg should spawn back in there. I don't think they've actually added the king egg just yet, but as I mentioned, it's still a work in progress, and I'll probably have a video on this thing in a few months or whenever it's finished. That way you guys can go ahead and check it out, because this will probably be done then, and it's gonna be super exciting. Get it? Exciting, because it's an egg hunt in the egg boss fight. Get it? So will we actually fight the king egg this year inside of the game, and maybe even defeat him once and for all? Well, we don't know. And if we do have any update on if there's going to be an update inside of Build-A-Boat, I will let you guys know as soon as possible. But Easter is coming up. It's about 15 days-ish away, like 18 days or something like that, so along those lines of coming out, or when Easter is. So if anything, if there is going to be an update, I am assuming it would be next weekend, because the weekend after that is actually Easter, so it makes sense for them to update beforehand. But I just want to say right now, nothing is confirmed. They haven't said that they're going to be making an Easter update, so it's all up in the air right now. But comment down below, if we do have one, do you think we're going to be defeating the king egg boss once and for all? Let me know down below. Be sure to drop a big thumbs up, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace out and goodbye.